sound, please. Rolling, rolling. A only, mark. And background. And action.
I've been involved with the project for 2 years, and we were looking at one point actually shooting in Massachusetts, which is where the story took place. And Massachusetts also has a good incentive program. But when we did a comparison and we looked at the budget comparisons and the incentives that are available in Michigan, it was more cost effective for us to shoot it in Michigan. And by, in looking in Ann Arbor, in that area, and in Detroit, we found architectural similarities to the East Coast. So we were able to really duplicate the look of Massachusetts here.
Yeah, it's totally exceeded my expectations being here in Michigan. I didn't know what to expect. We came in August, my producing partner Andrew Sugarman and I came here and to do a pre-scout and to make sure we're doubling this for New England. Our story takes place in Massachusetts and Boston. This is supposed to be Boston. And we did a 2 or 3 day scout to make sure we could make that work, which we were really pleasantly surprised. We thought, wow, this really will work. And then, but just didn't know in terms of crew and how easy it would be. And I have to say, pretty much on every front, it's been way exceeded our expectations. The locations have been fantastic, and everyone's so willing to work with us and wants us here. And the crew has been one of the best that I've worked with.
So I grew up in Bloomfield Hills.
And moved to LA?
I was in LA for 17 years. I moved there in 1991 and just came back about a year ago. It actually, when I first came back, I was apprehensive about getting back into the film business, but coming back and working with the guys that I'm getting a chance to work with is great. Everybody's happy to work. That's the one difference between here and in California. I think people took it for granted that there was always going to be work, and people here are hungry, they enjoy it, everybody's happy, we all work together as a team. Yeah, it's great.
I'm originally born and raised here in Michigan, live in Hamtramck.
And you have experience in the film business where?
Actually in Chicago. I got on a project in Chicago, moved away, been gone for 5 years, and just recently moved back here.
And what precipitated your move back to
The
Michigan?
tax incentive.
Really?
100%. Oh yeah, as soon as I heard that, actually, I made calls. I'm like, I'm coming back home. So
I've been in the location management for about the past 20 years. Past 10 years, our industry got hit really hard. A lot of our industry moved out of town. Actually, even got out of it just because it was suffering so much. The economy, affected us as well. And quite literally, with 2 weeks before the incentives bill actually passed, I started getting phone calls, and my phone started ringing off the hook. I got 8 phone calls one day, 5 another, and it was just. I didn't even know what to do with myself. So I had an instant impact. I mean, quite honestly, before it was even signed, I had already been affected by it and was probably one of the first people actually working because of the new incentives.
Yeah, we're using the Detroit 1st Precinct. We're here at the courthouse steps. We're using Jackson Prison, the courthouse in Jackson, a few other different places in Jackson. We're in Chelsea and Dexter and Ann Arbor, of course, where we're based. So yeah, we're getting around.
Okay, cameraman, push forward just a little bit. Thank you. Just from starting in the back, just take one more step back, except the camera's right here. Stay here.
I mean, the incentive employ a lot of people, helps the economy. I mean, all these people that come here, they go to hotels, they eat here. All these people that are here, we go to Coney Island, Lafayette, Coney Island, they're staying in the Residence Inn, the Holiday Inn. I mean, the fuel, just alone in the fuel they buy every day. I mean, we fuel our fuel truck maybe twice a day with fuel, every place we go. I mean, there's a lot of money being spent here. Money that the only reason they're coming here is for the incentives. That's the only reason. There's no other reason, because when you're shooting Boston, why would you come here to shoot Boston? It's because of the incentives.
No, honestly, Michigan wasn't really on the radar before the incentives passed.
Set and background.
We knew that it was going to pass. We heard about the legislation before it actually got publicized. We started looking into it right away. And it became an important ingredient of our financing on the movie. So it's not just a windfall as it might be to a studio. It actually becomes a necessity for an independent film. In order to get the movie financed, you actually need those incentives.
The Michigan incentives made it possible because, in our economic climate, a female-driven movie that's a drama is a marketing challenge, and studios are sort of nervous about it because they're, especially with a tense drama like this, it's very what they call execution dependent. You know, they're on the page they go, yeah, well, it's great, but it only works if the movie's great. If the movie's just okay, then it's like every other movie. So they tend to be, you know, there's not a franchise that they go, we know how to sell this. So with a drama like this, you know, you really have to be tight on the budget. And there's extraordinary Michigan incentives enabled us to make it work, make the numbers work, and you know, in turn provide a lot of jobs in Michigan.